And I am very pleased to welcome Omar Trinidad to talk about his upcoming fight on May 17th. You are going to be back at Commerce Casino for another round. You were at Commerce for your last fight, a one round shy of a complete shutout on the cards. One judge, man, just found a mercy round for your opponent, Mike Plania. So Karmas is becoming home base for you, it seems like. And I imagine you have very good fan support there in Commerce.
Oh no, man. My Commerce Casino is my second home, and I'm glad. I remember growing up and passing through Commerce Casino and Citadel outlets, and I remember thinking, I wish I could fight there one day. Maybe it's not the big arena, but it'll be cool to make some history in there. And look, I've been fighting there back to back, and I'm glad that I get to put a show for the people and have a strong fan base, and they're supporting me and believing in me. And I'm glad to be back May 17th, and you can expect nothing but a show.
Well, we need a show. It's been a rough weekend for boxing, and you're going to bring some action back. And I do think California-based fighters, because of the traditions, know how to bring the action. No matter how quick that fight ends, every minute's going to be worth seeing.
No, yeah, of course. We're hungry fighters, and especially me, like where I come from, I'm very hungry. I'm always starving and ready and excited, most excited to put on the show because I love this line of work, and I feel like it was meant to be for me to become a pro boxer and just put on a show for the people and inspire people and just display my skills, how hard I work at the gym and because once I come back from that vacation of the night the fight before, I'm right back in the gym.
You're currently 18 and 0 and 1 with 13 knockouts. Your last two fights have gone the distance. Talk about the importance of putting in those rounds and what it does for you moving forward to get that work in under the lights when it's being judged, when every punch counts.
Oh, it's very important to get those rounds, especially for me. Even though I've been active, I've been getting fights back to back, and I've been doing keep my promotion. Tom Loeffner, 360 Promotions, been doing a wonderful job keeping me busy. It's very important, especially me, that I literally started from the bottom. From the bottom, fighting at rundown bars in TJ. I didn't have that big amateur career. Like I quit at 13, and I came back, and I didn't continue. I came back like at 24. I'm 29 now, so like 24 around there, 25, and my career didn't jumpstart till I was 27. So I didn't have all that experience, all that hype behind me. I needed to earn everything I got now. I earned, and so to me to get those rounds in is very important.
Well, and for context for people watching, you are now 29, correct? So
Yes,
27
ma'am.
was not much in the rearview mirror. I gotta say though, I gotta defend those cranky bars in Tijuana. They're proving grounds, and I'm here on the border. We respect all of you guys that go down there and fight. You never know what you're gonna face down there, do you?
No, no, no. Like we will go back to my first fight. My first fight, I remember I took it. I wasn't even taking boxing serious in that time. I was just in the gym, moving and just keeping myself busy after work, and they offered me a fight, so I was like, you know what, why not? Like, I mean, how hard can it be? Like, like I was like, I did this for a long time. I went over there and I actually fought a guy that went to look for a fight in TJ. So he wasn't even a TJ fighter. He was a guy from over here, the other side of the border. So it was a tough fight, and I pulled off a. I feel like I won, but they gave us a draw, and I mean that alone keeps me motivation to not take an L. And if I do, I never plan on taking an L, but if I do, how my coach says, lose winning, right? Like put on a show and give it your all, leave it all in the ring.
A lot of great talents have come up through Tijuana, so it's a nice notch on your belt, actually. In your last fight, yeah, there was a particular person in the audience watching you. I don't know if you expected him to be there, and we just saw him fight this past weekend and put on a terrific performance. The current featherweight champion Rafael Espinoza. Were you aware he was going to be there in
I
that fight?
didn't
At
know
that fight?
I didn't know he was gonna be there, but I did know that he was gonna be there that night because he was there the day before at the weigh-ins, and he was right next to me. And I told my coach, "Look, coach, my next opponent. I don't know if you heard me or anything. I mean, he was locked in. I think he was supporting Miss Misuki, the Japanese fighter,
Yes.
and I stood next to him. I'm like, let's see how tall is he, you know? And I sized him up a little bit, and I thought he was gonna be taller. He's very lengthy. His arms are long and everything, but on TV he looks taller, you know. And I mean, it's an exciting fight. How I've been expressing myself about him. He's very humble person. He looks like a nice person, a family guy, and I respect him. And it'll be an honor to share the ring with him
And
in the
is
distant
that who
future.
you're aiming at? Is that the top of the mountain for you among the title holders? Is that the guy that you'd like to face most?
Honestly, I would like to fight any champion, any champion. And there's some guys that are not even champions I would like to fight too, you know, because I know it will make for exciting fights. But I want to go the WBC route. I want to go. I know Fulton is I guess vacant the belt. I know Vargas is like a champion at Reese's, so I don't know how what's going on. But if they offer me an eliminator fight for that one or straight to the shot to the title, I would take that. I would like to aim for the WBC because it's a title that I will see growing up. The IBF will be another one. I've been calling out Angelo Leo, but I know he has a dance partner later on this month, and let's see how it works out. If I got to earn my title to fight him, then I'll do that.
Is that your goal for this year to get that title opportunity? You've got 7 months left to make it happen.
Yeah, that's my goal. That's my goal, and hopefully it does. You know, like I take it. I don't put too much pressure on myself. I take it day by day, fight by fight, and just knock out the guy in front of me, which is May 17th. Get rid of him, give a great performance, and who knows? Sky's the limit after that. If guys want to turn over and look at me and give me a shot, I'm all ears. I'm all ears.
Wait for the phone call. They all got your number? They all know how to call Tom?
If not, I'll post it on social media. Maybe they could put it in their contacts.
You wouldn't be the first or last fighter to make a call out on social media or get into somebody's DMs, and next thing you know, you've got that fight. Could
Yeah,
happen.
you never know. All you got to do is try, right? It doesn't hurt to try.
Never hurts to ask, as they say. All you can hear is no. But you've got an opponent in front of you in another 10 days or so as we're talking, Alexander Espinoza of Argentina. Um, and Argentinian fighters are known for being incredibly tough, incredibly good chins, warriors. What do you know about him? What do you expect to get from him when you face him on the 17th?
But what it looks like, he's an experienced fighter. He has a lot of fights under his belt, and I expect nothing but the best version of himself. I don't know how he's been keeping up on his weight cut or on his eating habits or his way of training, but I expect a hard fight. I always take, even though it's on paper it's not, or people are saying that it's not, it's gonna be an easy fight, or quote unquote whatever they want to say. I don't take any opponent lightly. I respect them. They go in the ring with me, and they're taking the fight. And if they're taking a fight, I know they're coming to win, and I'm there to spoil that and to keep my winning streak going and propelling me to go get that title shot later on this year.
We've seen a lot of fights where some underdog, opponent, the odds are against them, ends up overperforming. We saw that this last weekend with another young Mexican American, against Naoya Inoue, and you can't take anyone lightly. Of course, you probably want to be that guy who's taken lightly and overperforms. So it's got to be motivation for you as well, because you are the one climbing up the rankings.
No, it is motivating, and yeah, like this Sunday, amazing fights that happened, Uh, well, I think his name is Contreras, right? I think his last name Contreras, Ramon
Ram-
Contreras. I think
Ramon Cardenas of San
hard,
Antonio,
hard
I
to.
think, who I think earned a lot of new fans over
But
this.
no, no, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure he earned a lot of fans, a lot of respect, and I'm pretty sure they're gonna program him to other big fights to make even more money. Like fighting anyway wasn't easy. He knew coming in, he was the underdog. In everybody's eyes, he was gonna lose. And it was gonna be an easy day for Monster. Is welcoming to fighting here in California. And honestly, he put on a show. He dropped the Monster. You heard him a lot of times, but Monster's experience. He adapted and got him out of there. But you can't be mad at that, man. You can't be mad at losing at an elite level guy, and that was undisputed and one of the pound for pound guys. So he loves winning. How my coach says.
It absolutely happens. Well, and it's no secret that there's been a lot of talk in the boxing community, and I'm sure among the athletes, that that third card came at the end of 3 days of very big fight cards. The previous two were, it's fair to say, disappointing with performances that just didn't live up to expectations. When you see that, when you hear that among fans, among boxing media, yeah, some of the criticism has been harsh, no doubt about it. What does that make you think about in your own performances as you move forward, knowing you need to impress people? You want that title shot. So did some of the guys on those cards, and it just didn't happen. So, how important is it for you to recognize, be candidly, you got to bring it?
Oh, I mean, that's very important. That's very important to every time you get in the ring, you give it your all and you entertain the people because people pay a lot of money, their hard-earned money to show up that night and watch you perform. So the least you could do is give them a night of boxing. If not a knockout, give them a school of boxing and show them how it's done and show them that you're meant to be there and the ranking you earn and then and you're earned to be in the ring that night. And you can't let one thing you can't let really people criticism get to you, but you got to take it as constructive criticism and adapt and face what you ever got to fix and show up that night. Because honestly, it gave me motivation to show up May 17th. Because I don't want people to talking about me like that. That oh, Omar just all hype, Omar this and that. Like no, I got to tell them that I'm the truth and I'm here to stay and make history and win a title soon.
This year's been a wild year, and it started a little crazy for you because if people don't recall, there were massive wildfires at the beginning of the year there in the Los Angeles area. You're from Boyle Heights, that's your home. It's now 5 months along. That had to have greatly disrupted your beginning of the year. How have you had to adjust getting by something that, through no fault of your own, had a real negative impact, I imagine, on your training, on just your mindset having to live through that?
No, it was very sad, like seeing that in the news and seeing my city on fire and beautiful parts of LA caught on fire, by the beach and all this stuff that I literally like I go to like that part of I think it was Palisades, I think like where it was. I drive through there to go run at the beach. So and I remember now passing recently. There's military trying to like tell people what they're going there for because I'm pretty sure it looks really bad and it's unsafe to drive through there and yeah, it affected my it didn't affect it too much, thank God, but it did kind of disrupt the running, because it was bad air quality. You're at the gym and you could see the ashes in the gym and we know that breathing in the oxygen was bad, but all we could do is adapt and fight through it and do a prayer and hopefully everything comes out good for everybody that went through it and and for that night for me to not be affected without even knowing it could have affected my lungs, it could have affected my performance that night. And I want to give a special shout out to the fire departments and the police people the police department that did a great work of that to assessing that fire and making it all LA people safe.
And thankfully, there hasn't been anything else in your way, let's hope, up till now, coming in on May 17th for your fight with Alexander Espinoza. After that, what are your goals for the next 7 months? Title shot, obviously. Are there any other goals you want to accomplish before we hit New Year's Eve?
I feel like what I want to do, I don't know if it's gonna be before this fight in September or after. I want to travel a little bit. I want to end the. I told myself that starting this year, I know I was gonna be busy and stuff like that, but like I want to go see somewhere outside of maybe I don't know a new part. Even though I've been to Mexico, maybe a new part of Mexico, maybe a new part in the world, like just to experience that a little bit before I turn 30, because I'm 29 now. So I want to see. I see New York, I seen parts of Mexico, but I want to see something to give me like what is it called, a culture shock, like maybe Japan or Greece. Greece is on my bucket list. I would like to go and experience that. That outside of boxing, that will be one of my goals before the year ends to
Well,
travel a
maybe
little
you
bit.
maybe you tie it to going to see a big fight card somewhere else. You could consider it research.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Or who knows? Maybe they give me a shot to go to Saudi Arabia, and that's my trip right there.
Is that
Uh,
something you'd like to do to fight in some other locations, countries, anything in particular on your wish list?
Oh yeah, like well, means I hope this sport takes me around the world. They already took me to New York, and my friend Arnold Barbosa, he got the shot to go to Manchester, go to Saudi Arabia, and then go to New York in Times Square. It just gives me motivation that I could be picked to go and give the opportunity to go and show out in places like that. But my biggest, besides my city right here at the crypto, I would love to fight in Japan at the Tokyo Dome. That'll be one of my one for the books for sure.
Well, it sounds like there's going to be a big fight there coming up in the rest of the year. So, yeah, check those flight schedules to Japan from Los Angeles, and maybe we'll see you there in the audience next time.
God willing, God willing.
Well, best of luck to you against your opponent on May 17th, Commerce Casino. Everybody within the sound of my voice that's in the Southern California area, come on, folks, it's not that long a drive. Get up there and let's fill the seats up there. Thank you, Omar. Best of luck to you. Keep on the grind. That title shot, I'm sure, will come to you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time.